This is James Dunn Muhammad with Dynasty 48.1 Talk Radio. It's good to see you and it's good to be back. Today's show is about the American political process. Does it work? Is it really what black people need? And are rappers and entertainers like Ice Cube and P. Diddy, are they right to take the black agenda and the black contract to the face of the government of the United States? We're going to discuss this issue and more on this edition of Dynasty 48.1 Talk Radio.
1, 2. Check me out right here, yo.
4, 3, 2.
Brothers and sisters! Brothers and sisters! I don't know what this world is coming to.
Dynasty 48.1 Talk Radio. Broadcasting from the mighty city of Dallas, Texas.
Brothers and sisters! Brothers and sisters! I don't
know. Beginning transmission.
The Dynasty 48.1 Talk Radio. I'm your host, James Dunn Muhammad. And the question for today is, does the political process work for black people in America? And should stars like Ice Cube and P. Diddy get involved in the political process as far as bringing freedom, justice, and equality to our people? Well, we get right into this question. No, the political process has never worked for black people here in the hills of North America. Should entertainers get involved? Should rappers get involved? Should comedians get involved? Should lawyers, doctors, anyone in our society get involved? The question is absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. We have to get to the point to where we realize that these men and women are men and women of God, and there's more to them than what we see on the surface talents of these men and women. The Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan said that when you see you using your talents, you are only scratching the surface of the great talents and power that God has given you. We are born to be gods. And when God chooses a man or a woman, God does not choose a man or woman who's politically involved in the system. God chooses a man and woman who is spiritually involved. One who has the power, the bravery, the heart, and the tenacity to love. And that's what Ice Cube is. Ice Cube is a brother that loves his people, that's speaking out on behalf of his people, and there's an open enemy that is attacking him. But furthermore, we expect that from the enemy. But we cannot have this among each other.
First of all, Ice Cube's proposition was a contract for black America. He had no intentions of including Trump or his administration. Number 2, making intentions known. Every sovereign organization makes their intentions known. The Black Panther Party had the 10-point system. The Nation of Islam has the Muslim program and what the Muslims want and believe. And America, even in her infancy, made her intentions known to Britain with the Declaration of Independence. And number 3, when Ice Cube went to the table to talk to bipartisan administrations of Trump and Biden, he wasn't going begging, he wasn't going asking, he was going demanding and stating a clear proposed agenda that would benefit the black nation.
Ice Cube doesn't co-sign the agenda or the rhetoric of the Republican Party. He's simply having a conversation with the white power structure. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? I want to know, what has the Democratic Party done so much for black people that you have declared yourself the permanent field niggas of the Democratic Party? I need to know.
America. Now let's listen. What was it called? It was called a contract for black America. The contract was between us and him. The contract was between our brother and us to bring a contract to black America to say, we're going to change our life. We're going to change our condition. We're going to do something different to form a politics that will benefit us.
The black agenda. America has no solution. America has never had a solution. It's not in her nature to give peace to her once slave. So in order for us to develop a political process, we must reinvent ourselves and establish something for ourselves as independent.
Behind a black agenda. That's it. You could be a part of the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, you could be an independent, but if you black, you wasn't born Republican, you wasn't born Democrat, you wasn't born independent, you was born black. And we have to seize our political power, because it'll just be the same, being pushed this way, being pushed that way, and we different result. But the definition of insanity is like doing the same thing over and over the same way, expecting a different result, and it's not going to happen.
Insanity. He called it insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, and each time expecting a different result. Brothers and sisters, that is defined as insanity. How long have we been in America voting, 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 voting? Voting has not done anything, because whether we deal with Democrats or Republicans, both have the same agenda. You know, W.E. Du Bois said that there's really only one evil political party in America with two names. One called Democrats, one called Republicans. Or as our brother Nuri officially calls them, Democrats and Republicansmen. So we have to start thinking, brothers and sisters, we need something for ourselves. We need to form an independent party, and there's nothing wrong with taking the agenda of the independent party of black people to the doorsteps of America. Remember, Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the Muslim program must be brought before Congress. Muslim means one who submits his will to do the will of God. It's not Ice Cube doing the will of God by sending a proposal of freedom, justice, and equality to the government of the United States and sitting down with these people. There's never been a time where a man of God did not come face to face with those in power. It always happens. Moses did with Pharaoh. Daniel did with the king. Every time that there's a man in power and a people that needs to be set free, God sends men to those men because God works through men. We have to understand this. There's no selling out or compromise going on here, but we have to deal with this and take it for the serious issue that it is.
Man, we can't trust nothing we see on TV.
Ice Cube. If you know anything about him, and you probably do, you know he started his career rapping in defiance.
And brothers and sisters, what you're witnessing is the tactic of the enemy. The media assassins with sadistic intent. They interpolate information and skew the view of black leadership. This weapon was used against our brother Ice Cube to get black people to view him as a sellout and someone who compromised on the values of freedom, justice, and equality for our people. Those who control the media control the ideas of the people who watch and entertain by the media. Remember, a man that won't treat you right won't teach you
Brothers
right.
and sisters, this is why so many of us have been constantly deceived time and time again with the same tricks by a media. You cannot trust your enemy to give you good information in regards to your salvation. It does not benefit them for you to rise and come into power. They have a power structure that they want to maintain, and the way they maintain it is by controlling your thoughts. It is literally mind control. They tell you that our great, powerful, beautiful leaders are enemies, that they're haters, that they're liars. They've done the same thing to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and now they're doing it to your favorite entertainers. They did it to Michael Jackson, a media assault and a media attack against him to vilify him and make us think that he was some kind of pedophile or child molesters, when the real pedophiles and child molesters are those who are in office running your country. The real gropers and whoremongers are those who occupy the White House right now. Michael Jackson, Ice Cube, P. Diddy, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan have never done anything to you. No one has betrayed you the way the United States government has. Look at this, brothers and sisters. Look at the word media. Let me put the word media right here. The word media right here. Look at the word. It is spelled M-E-D-I-A. If you switch the I and the E, what word do you have? You have my idea. Look at it. My idea. People who control media control your idea. You think that the way you think is the way you want to think, but it's not. It is what they want you to think. Let's look at how they manipulated this situation with Ice Cube. Very careful.
Our guest is Ice Cube. If you know anything about him, and you probably do, you know he started his career rapping in defiance about police presence and the realities of inner city life. And he got political with his songs as well recently during the Trump administration, most recently in 2018. Here's a taste.
Arrest the president. You got the evidence. That is Russian intelligence.
See that part right there. Let's stop right there. Let's analyze the manipulation right here. The first thing they said about Ice Cube is he started off defiant. He started off with political rap. He started off. What does that do to you? What does that tell you? That means that he was once this way. He started that way. It's giving the slight implication that he is no longer that way. Now, he is working with the Trump administration. You understand?
Here's what the president had to say most recently about Black Lives Matter.
The first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, I said, that's such a terrible term because it's such a racist term. It's a term that sows division between blacks and whites and everybody else, and it's a very bad term for blacks. But they were very angry. It's a Marxist organization.
You what Trump thinks about Black Lives Matter. It shows a clip where Trump is opposing or in opposition, diametrically opposed to freedom, justice, and equality for black people and calling them Marxists. It gave you the perception that this man compromised. He started off this way and now he's talking to someone that feels this way about Black Lives Matter. When really, the Trump administration called him. He never met with Donald Trump. That's a damn lie and a fallacy. He never met with Trump and he did not ask to go meet with Trump. They asked to meet with him, and what he did was put a direct agenda, a black agenda, a non-compromising, powerful agenda on the table. And he told them pretty much, you could take it or leave it. Whether you take it or you leave it, to both Trump and Biden, we're still going to do it. Just led his words. The intro was misleading, and Ice Cube even addressed it.
Thank you for taking the opportunity, brother. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Chris, your lead-ins are a little misleading.
How so?
Well, the Platinum Plan is not my plan. I came up with the Contract with Black America, and I didn't run to go work with any campaign. Both campaigns contacted me. Both campaigns wanted to talk to me about the Contract with Black America. One campaign said, we love what you have, but let's really dig into it after the election. And one campaign said, we love what you have. Do you mind talking to us about it? And that's what I did. So I didn't run to nobody, and so that was real misleading to me.
These people lie about everything. Everything is a deception. They manipulate facts, interpolate us, have our minds tricked and deceived, and they turn us against one another. This is the oldest trick, divide and conquer. This is what they do, and this is why we have been disloyal and distrusting of black leadership.
They say you can tell a lot by a man by who his friends are. And if that's the case, then the friendship with the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan should tell many that Ice Cube is a trustworthy man with noble character and is trusted by the world's great leadership. A powerful man of God, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
A friend of Farrakhan. Think about that, brothers and sisters. How many of us out there are friends of Farrakhan? How many of us are friends with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in our heart and in our mind? How many of us out there listen to him? How many of us out there take his guidance and his word to heart and strive to be the best person that we can be? None of us are perfect, but we're always striving. Ice Cube is a man like that. By you being a follower of the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, would you compromise and sell out your people based on his teaching that you've come to love and know? Would you harm your community based on his teachings that has grown in you and what you've come to learn and love and know? No, you wouldn't. Well, can you trust that your brother who follows the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, who listens to the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, who is guided by the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, who's developed a relationship with this man, can you trust and know that this brother is not a sellout? Why don't you wait to hear from the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan? After all, he's our leader, not CNN, not the enemy. We have not heard anything detrimental or opposing from the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan come out in regards to what Ice Cube is doing. So if you follow Farrakhan, like we all do, just look and listen to the minister. Look at the minister's ministers. The minister's ministers are defending. Brother Malik Saeed is defended Ice Cube. Brother Dr. Abdul Halim has defended Ice Cube in this position. Look at the ministers if you don't hear from the minister, and get an idea of where we should be. Ice Cube also started a basketball league, right? And it was to help start a black league of basketball players for professional basketball. So, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he invited to the league. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan came out, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan supported.
Brother Ice Cube is doing an amazing thing. I believe it's his idea to establish a league for basketball players who have maybe just passed their prime. And when he was coming to Chicago, he asked me if I would come. Now, you know, I don't usually go to basketball games or places like that, but I could not refuse the invitation of Brother Ice Cube, because every time we've had a major event, the Million Man March, the Million Family March, the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March, I could always count on Ice Cube to support me. So when he is taking such a big step, and brothers and sisters that are watching, whenever he comes in your city, be sure to fill the stadium, because what he's doing is so frightening to those who have, like a leech, been on our talented people, that we live rich and die poor. Now there's a chance for black people to have their own league in basketball. So I thought, this is the beginning of the reclamation of what really belongs to us. The talent that is in our people is equal to, if not greater than, the nations that have gold as a supply, or oil as a supply, or cocoa, or tea, or coffee. These are national products that people use to get much needed foreign income, that they can build institutions for their people. Our talent is our gold. Our talent is our oil. Our talent is what God has given us that others have exploited to their advantage and to our disadvantage. And so Ice Cube is saying, well, enough is enough. Let's see if we can exploit our talent, make money, and help to build institutions for our people.
Exploit talents, make money, and help build institutions for our people. Building institutions, building government, building resource. This is what he's trying to do with a black contract for America. Build Black America. Hate speech. Hate speech meaning learning to get along. Let me tell you what real hate speech is. Hate speech is saying that I love my enemy. Because when you love your enemy, you hate your damn self. You destroy yourself. So when we talk about being independent, that's love. When we talk about growing and doing something for self, that's love. That's love talk. Separation from people that destroy you is self-love. It's love talk. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was teaching us to love one another. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan today is teaching us to love one another. We can no longer love our enemies. We can no longer love Satan, demons, and devils. Devil means someone that does evil. Have they not done evil to us? Have they not gotten us to do evil to ourselves? Have they not tricked us into diabolical practices through music, media, and movies? Have they not taken over our mind and manipulated us? They put a spirit of darkness in us. And now it's time for us to cast off the old man. Let's cast off that old man. Let's take on the new man that is able. You know the story of Cain and Abel? You know, Cain is a brother that did not want to give his life to God. Abel is a brother that is able-bodied, strong, willing, and able to give himself to God. The Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan has taught that Cain and Abel are vessels, are personalities in the same vessel, in the same man. Cain and Abel exist in you and I. So what we have to do is determine which one do we want to be. Do you want to be the Cain, the rickety old man with an old lifestyle and an old philosophy of loving your enemy? Or do you want to be the able-bodied man? The one that is able to grow, pronounce himself as a man on this planet, be seen as a man, and build something new for our people. I think we are able. Brothers and sisters, thank you for tuning in to Dynasty 48.1 Talk Radio. I thank you and I appreciate you. But let's continue to think about our brother Ice Cube and think about our beautiful minister. And thank you for listening to Dynasty 48.1 Talk Radio. Assalamu alaikum.